it's Meg, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some LGBTQ plus book recommendations. So it is June, which means it is Pride Month, and I really wanted to do a video in honour of Pride Month. So I thought I would do some book recommendations for you guys that feature some LGBTQ plus characters. I have some really wonderful books to share with you guys today, so without further ado, let's get into the video. The first book that I have on this list is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Illyri Sandys. This is quite a popular book on YouTube, but if you have not heard about it, it is about two boys named Aristotle and Dante who meet at a swimming pool one summer and they form a friendship. And it is basically about their lives as friends and obviously developing into something more throughout the story, and about their relationship together and kind of growing up. And it's basically a coming of age story. It is a really, really wonderful book. It is one of the first diverse books that I ever read, and I can see why everyone loves it. I loved the characters. It's quite a gentle book, even though a lot does happen in it, and the writing is beautiful. I love Benjamin Illyri Sandys' writing. He is one of my favourite authors for the factor of how beautiful and wonderful his writing is, and all round it is just such a wonderful book that gives you all the feels. Words cannot express how much I love it, and I'm definitely in need of a reread for this soon because I love it very, very dearly. The next book that I have is 10 Things I Can See From Here by Carrie Mack. I have been wanting to read this book ever since it came out in 2017, and I read it earlier this year, and I must admit this is the least favourite book on this list because it just didn't meet my expectations, unfortunately, but nonetheless I still feel like it is a very important book. This book is basically about a girl named Marv, or Maeve, however you prefer to say it, and it's basically about her going to live with her dad and her stepfamily for 6 months whilst her mother is away studying in Haiti. And it is about her summer, the first summer while she is staying with her dad. Marv likes girls and she is very open about that. Her parents know about that, and her stepfamily, especially her two young twin brothers, and they're all very accepting of her, which is absolutely wonderful. This book also deals with anxiety, as Marv suffers from severe anxiety, which is one of the main focuses of this book, which I did personally find quite triggering, so please be aware of that before going into this book if you feel like it might affect you. But even though I didn't like many of the characters and the book just didn't meet my expectations like it did, I did really like the romance in this book. Marv enters a romance with a girl named Salik in this book, and it was really lovely to see, even though it was quite slow and it only really started to happen towards the end of the book. What I really did like about their relationship was that it wasn't a love cure, I guess is what people say, where a character goes into a relationship with someone and they automatically are cured of their mental illness because this person has helped them, and it's not like that. I really liked how Salik helped Marv through her illness, and she didn't try to fix her or change her in any way. She supports her through it, and that is really wonderful to see. So that is what I really did enjoy about this book. Like I said, there are some highs and lows about this book from my reading experience, but overall I did really enjoy it, and if you are looking for some good mental health representation and a lovely romance, then I would definitely recommend it. The next book that I have on this list is one that I have not read for ages, so my opinion is going to be very brief because it's been such a long time since I read it, and that is The Art of Being Normal by Sarah Williamson. Again, this is one of my first diverse books that I ever read. I think I read it back in 2016, and it is basically about a boy named David who wants to be a girl. The other half of the story is also about a boy named Leo who is new at David's school, and there are a lot of rumours going around about him, and they end up becoming friends and the story goes off from there. And from what I can remember of this book, I did really enjoy it. I remember really enjoying the characters and it being a very eye-opening book, as this is the first book that I ever read with a trans main character, and I can't remember the views on it. I feel like it did get a lot of good reviews from it, and it was loved by a lot of people. So from what I can remember, like I said, I did really enjoy it and I thought it was a very good book, but obviously I cannot speak for the representation on it. This is a book that I'm definitely in need of a reread for and to see if my opinions change on it. I hope not, because I feel like it is, from what I can remember, a very wonderful book with a very, obviously talking about some very important topics, and it's also very educational, I found. So I do definitely need to reread this, and hopefully I will love it as much as I did the last time I read it. Next up, I have The Gentleman's Guide to Vice Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I was quite late to the party for reading this book. I read it towards the end of last year, and I did really enjoy it, even though I felt like I didn't enjoy it quite as much as everybody else did, mainly because I read it during a reading slump, which probably did not help at all. This book basically follows a boy named Monty who is about to embark on a tour of Europe before he comes back and manages his father's estate. Monty is bisexual and he has a best friend named Percy who is black, and he also has epilepsy, so there is some mental health representation in there, which is really amazing. And I have never read a book about epilepsy either, so it was really interesting to be able to read a book about it. This book is incredibly funny. I know that is one thing that a lot of people said when they first read it, and I do agree. I think Monty is a very flawed and imperfect character, but he is absolutely hilarious. Some of the things that happen and some of the things that he does are slightly cringeworthy at times, but I did still really enjoy it nonetheless. And I also love the relationship between Monty and Percy in this, as Monty does have a crush on Percy, and obviously this book is based in a time where loving another man or being gay is illegal, it is forbidden, and obviously he should be careful about that, but he's not that careful, which leads him into a little bit of trouble. But I really did enjoy this book, and I loved, like I said, I loved the relationship between Monty and Percy, and even though they go through their ups and downs throughout this story, how much they still care for each other, and just the romance is everything. And it's one of the ones that I have thought about a lot since I read it, and it was just so wonderful, and I'm really glad that I ended up picking it up. And if you are looking for a funny, action-packed book with a wonderful gay romance, then obviously I would definitely recommend this book. The last couple of books I have are more authors than books, but they are my favourite books from these authors. So obviously this wouldn't be a LGBTQ plus book recommendation without mentioning Becky Albertalli. Becky Albertalli has written some wonderful books with some amazing diversity. She has the Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, which I absolutely adored, and also The Upside of Unrequited, which personally is my favourite book of hers. Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda is about a boy named Simon who is gay, but he is not openly gay to the world or his family or friends. And he emails this boy named Blue, and they have no idea who they are, but they both know that they are gay and not out, so they can relate to each other. And then one day, one of Simon's classmates finds these emails that Simon has been sending to Blue and basically blackmails him, otherwise he's going to out him and share the emails to the world. I really love this book. I feel like it got so much love when it came out, and obviously it was adapted into a film last year, which was also really wonderful. And I also feel like this was a book that a lot of people could relate to and has helped them. That is why I think it was such an important book to many people. And then Upside of Unrequited, which is personally my favourite book of Becky Albertalli's, is about a girl named Molly who has 24 crushes, I believe, and they are all unrequited love, and it's basically a story about first love and coming of age. And Molly was a character that I could really relate to as she deals with anxiety. There is also wonderful representation in here, as Molly has two mothers, and Molly is a plus size, and her twin sister Cassie also likes girls. So there is lots of wonderful representation in here, and it's just such a feel-good book. It is one of my favourites of all time, and I haven't reread it yet, and I really need to. And it is just so wonderful, and it makes me so happy. So if you're looking for a wonderful, cute book that has lots of diversity and is just wonderful and will make you really happy, then I would 100% recommend this book, or any of Becky Albertalli's books, to be honest with you. And the last few books that I have, or mainly the last author, is Alice Oseman. I discovered Alice Oseman at the beginning of this year, and I adore her books. She has officially become one of my favourite authors of all time. I have adored all of the books that I've read so far. Like, I've only read 2 of her books so far, but you know, I still love them. So far I have read Radio Silence and the first volume of Heartstopper, and I adore them both. And I'm currently reading Alice's 3rd book, I Was Born for This, which I'm barely into, but I am enjoying so far. Alice's books have so much diversity and representation, both for LGBTQ+ and also for mental health. In Radio Silence, our main character Frances is bisexual, and there are many other representations that I cannot remember. There is a gay main character, there is a lesbian main character. I can't remember the other representation off the top of my head. So there is lots of representation for that, and also mental health is discussed in here. One of the main topics of this book is also about education and the pressure to get good grades and to go into a university and obviously get a degree and get a good job. And it's kind of about the pressure and the path that society thinks you should take when it comes to education and how you should run your life. And it's about maybe the factor that it's okay to take a step back and to do something different, and to not put so much pressure on yourself, because obviously being an academic and being in school and obviously getting good grades is a lot of pressure, and that is the case for Frances. And I really adore this book, and especially for the factor that she's a UKYA author, because I love the sense of humour that she had in here. It was just so British is the way that I could describe it, which is why I adored it so much. And Heartstopper is a graphic novel about 2 boys named Nick and Charlie, and Charlie is gay and Nick is bisexual, I believe, and it's a very simple artwork style, but I absolutely adore it. And it's just basically about these 2 boys forming a relationship, and it is just so adorable and cute and just absolutely wonderful. And there is 3 more volumes to come for this. The 2nd one comes out next month, and then the other 2 come out in like the next 2 years, which is quite a long time, but you know, I still cannot wait. But altogether, I just love Alice's books, and I love her writing. I love everything about her books, and like I said before, they do have amazing representation. So if you're looking for some amazing diverse books, then I would definitely recommend Alice Oseman. So those are all the books that I have to share with you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I haven't done a recommendations video before, I believe, but I really wanted to do a video to celebrate Pride, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and find some books from this recommendations that you will pick up and read. If you like this video, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more bookish videos from me, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon so you will be noted every time I post a new video. As always, I will leave the links to my Goodreads along with the links to my blog and my Goodreads in the description down below for you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!